Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your Voice. Except this Finding Your Voice is part of the special segment I'm hosting during the month of April, where we're focusing on Autism Awareness Month. And I have a special guest today, and I want you to get close to the speaker. For those of you who are listening to the audio, for those of you who are going to be watching it live, make sure you get your pencil and pen together because you're going to get some great information. My guest today is Candice Robinson. Candice, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Miss Bagby. Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Awesome. Why don't you tell everybody that's listening who you are and what you do, and why did you choose to come on this show?
Well, my name is Candice Hibbler Robinson. I am a child of God before I am anything. I am a wife to my husband Robinson. We've been married for 13 years. I am a mother of three grown boys and four grandchildren who are my world. And I work at a local children's hospital here in Memphis, Tennessee. My passion is helping people thrive, helping people through difficult times. That's what I live for. I love it. It inspires me, and
Mhm.
I'll continue to do it until God calls me home. Um, I am here today to help bring awareness to the gap that is existing in my area in South Memphis. I
Mhm.
have a 4-year-old grandson named Kawhi,
Mhm.
and he was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. And I have
Oh.
to shout out his parents because they didn't run away when they noticed that something was not right. A
Mhm.
lot of parents are in denial and they
Yeah.
don't want to, admit that something is wrong. So I'm grateful that they realized that there was something,
Mhm.
not developing right with him. He is level 3 on the spectrum. He's nonverbal, but when
Mhm.
I tell you he is the most gentlest soul, he's just a joy to be around. And to me, autism just shows us that it takes different minds to make the world beautiful. And
Mhm.
that's what Kawhi does. He's just a gentle person. He's just like any other kids. He gets in trouble. Him and his sister. His sister is 3. They stay in trouble together, but they are such a joy to watch. I wrote a book called Kawhi in the Healing Rainbow, and it's to honor my it's to honor my grandson and to just show the world that these children are just like any other children. They just communicate differently, and it's up to us to learn how to communicate with them, not the other way around. He's just a beautiful soul, and I'm here today, hopefully to um, get some awareness about the gap in South Memphis, get some resources going, and just spread the word that there is a lack of resources and support. And I want to change that. And it's going to take more than just me. Um, so I'm hoping today that people will hear my voice and reach out and give me advice because this is new for me.
Mhm.
This is new for me, and like I just told you, I'm not ashamed to say that I don't know. I'm
Wow.
here to get help and resources to educate myself so that I can educate other grandparents and parents and families of autistic children.
I love that. I love the fact that you're not just satisfied with making sure you have information for yourself and your own personal
Mhm.
life, but you also establish another platform to help other people come together and share. Why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, so I started after I wrote the book. I wanted to reach out to other parents and grandparents.
Mhm.
And so I said, well, I've seen other autism groups on Facebook, but
Uh-huh.
I didn't see anything local. And that's when
Right.
I started doing research about, the resources here. And I said, let me create a Facebook group, Facebook page, and it's called. I came up with Warriors of the Spectrum, and it's about faith, community, and support because
Mhm.
you can't do anything without faith. I just,
Nope.
nothing,
Absolutely. I'm there
nothing
with
without
you.
faith.
Yeah, nothing.
So it's God first,
Mhm.
because if this is going to grow, let me change that. When this grows, it will be because of God's blessings and His guidance.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's first, and then community. We've gotten so far away from it takes a village
Mhm.
to raise a child. And so that for me is the
True.
community. And I need the community to help me get the word out. And then
Okay.
support as well. It it,
Mhm.
it takes it's gonna take more than just the community for the support. We need
That's true.
support, from the school system. We need support from the health care system, because it's going to take all of us. And so I decided to create that Facebook group, and people can go on and look on Facebook and look it up. It's called Warriors of the Spectrum South Memphis, because that's where I'm from. And um, I looked up some statistics on that, and just about the gap. And
Yeah.
it says that only 42% of children in Tennessee get evaluated at
Oh,
age
wow.
3.
Oh, wow.
42%. And
Yeah.
I also found out that Black children are often diagnosed between 1 to 3 years later than other children of other
Yeah.
races.
Yeah.
And that just it should not be. They should have the same opportunity, the same resources, the same support that other children have.
Right.
And somebody has to speak up. Somebody has to let it be known that that's an issue.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that, oh, where all the children get the same resources, all the children get the same
No,
help. No, they don't.
they do not.
They do not.
Yeah.
They do not. Yeah.
I remember when we were talking earlier and I was sharing with you how it wasn't until I investigated what the state law says is
Yeah.
the right of a child in terms of their education, and there's a classification for these children that they are every school district gets a certain amount of money to help provide support to them. And if you don't know that, you don't know to ask.
Right.
You don't know to
Right.
insist. None of those things will happen. So that's what's important.
Right, and that is going to be the number one goal, is to educate,
Yeah,
because we don't know.
absolutely.
Grandparents,
Hmm.
parents, we don't know the laws. We don't know our rights. And if you don't know
Right.
your rights, you don't know
You
what you're
right.
fighting for.
Right. That's
So
true.
we have to know. So that is one of the biggest goals of Warriors of the Spectrum, is to educate and be aware, to keep
Hmm.
with the changing laws. A
Absolutely.
lot of children are missing out because of the healthcare changes that are going on
Yeah.
right now. We have
Yeah.
a lack of limited specialists.
Yeah.
Kawhi's therapist was online.
Wow. That's interesting. When
Online.
you mentioned trying to get the diagnosis, I remember early on in my grandson's life, the doctor kept saying, "Oh, he's okay." And this is 20 years ago, where they did not zero in on the spectrum at all.
Mhm. Mhm.
But she kept saying, "No, something's not right.
Mhm.
We really need to look into this. I need you to make a referral." She ended up spending her own money to go to a specialist to get that diagnosis. And that's
Wow.
when it came back because the doctor didn't see it. But that was 20 years ago. We have so much more available to us now. We should be a
Yes.
little more proactive
Yes.
because we have a lot of those services available to us. And
Yeah,
so
and
I love, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the therapists that we do have here, they're stretched thin,
Yeah.
because there are I just looked at it. The autism rates are going up, but the
Mhm.
support and the resources can't keep up.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Should be something that the legislature should be looking at because they're the ones that determine how much money is going to the school district to help to support this particular group.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I really do. I
Thank you.
love
Thank
what you're
you.
doing. Now let's get into this book.
Yes.
Hey, now what inspired the rainbow, the healing rainbows? What inspired that theme?
The I'm gonna tell you, it started with the autism logo. When I
Hmm.
looked at it, people are familiar with that logo. They're familiar with the rainbows.
That's true. Hmm.
So I wanted to keep that theme when I was writing the book. So I didn't put, I didn't want to put autism or autistic on the cover.
Yeah.
So I said I'm going to use the rainbow
Oh.
to represent
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
autism. And when
Hmm.
I thought about the name, when my grandson is around me, let's just say, for instance, the other day it was my birthday, and I called him on my birthday, and
Uh-huh.
he's nonverbal. So when he hears my voice and he looks at me, he lets out the biggest smile
Wow.
and
Yeah.
he laughs. And that's healing for my soul.
Right.
So
Right.
when I thought about the name, I said, you know what? We're going to call it Kawhi, which is his name. And I thought about what he does for me. And
Hmm.
then the rainbow as the symbol for autism. And I just put it all
That
together.
subtitle, A Story of Light, Love, and Colors Within. Beautiful, beautiful,
Mhm,
beautiful subtitle.
mhm. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, as the boy in the story continues to move along,
Mhm.
did you pick up on some of those things from your grandson?
I
The
did.
fact that it was one part that I looked at where where was it? Oh, the little girl. Well, the little girl, he's noticed a child that was sitting alone,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
the sounds were too loud for her, so she was sitting
Yeah.
alone by herself. But he stepped closer, so his colors softened, the light wrapped gently around. That was so beautiful, where you
Yes.
see her come into a place where she feels comfortable and better because of what he did.
Yes. And he that what that little girl is doing this.
Yes.
That's what Kawhi does. When
Uh-huh.
he doesn't like loud noises.
Yes.
He doesn't like to be around a lot of people, and so that's his way of letting us know that something is wrong.
Okay.
So when I thought about it, the little girl was, she was it was too loud for her. And Kawhi
He
walks up
knew
to her.
exactly what
He
she was dealing
knew
with it.
he
Mhm.
knew what she was dealing with. So he walks up to her and he calms her. And that's what we do with him. There are certain things that we do with him when he's doing this. We
Mhm.
know, hey, he's uncomfortable, something is not right. So there are some things that we do to help keep him calm, or we'll take him out and take him into a
Yes.
quieter place. And so
Yes.
that's what inspired me with that, because we see him do that several times a day, so we knows what comforts him. And
Do
so
you
when go ahead.
in the part where he had the frightened puppy, was that the
Yes.
same kind of the same scenario when if he was frightened, he would want somebody to do that with him as well?
Yes, that's what, to me, when he they call it stems,
Of
when
course.
they
Mhm.
stem,
Mhm.
when he does that, he's looking, I think that's his way of communicating with us that I'm uncomfortable. I need you to help me.
Right.
And he likes animals. And
So
so
he
that's
shows
why I
that
thought about,
animal
yeah,
how to
yeah,
not be
yeah, I
frightened.
totally, because he
Have
has
you
he
have
has
you
a
considered connecting with the Holly Rod?
now I've never heard of them.
Holly Robinson Pete, the actress?
Oh, Holly Robinson Pete. Yes, no,
She
I
she and her
have not.
husband have an organization called Holly Rod.com. And if you ever get an opportunity, go to the Dodgers website and
Mhm.
see how successful her son is
Okay,
and
okay.
who now works for them. And he's been
Wow.
there now 10 years. And she has a short video, or go to her page, you'll get a
Mhm,
chance to see the short video about him, how when her son was born, the doctor said he'll never do this, he'll never do that. And
mhm,
that young man is driving. He has his own place now. He's an adult. He works for the Dodgers. And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful example of how we just miss the whole thing in terms of how capable these children are
Yes,
when given a chance. And some of
yes,
the behavior you described sounds like him in the beginning, just nonverbal,
yeah,
just a
yeah,
beautiful story of what's possible.
yeah,
So make sure you connect with that. I just thought about it as you were describing it. I'm going, oh, her video would be perfect. You
yeah.
and
And
the group, all of them should see it.
this is why this is so important, because I'm trying to bring awareness, but I'm also being educated at
Absolutely.
the same time. So this is absolutely
And
wonderful.
sometimes we need to see stories that encourages and inspires us to keep going because it's possible.
Yes, yes. And people don't talk about how tough it can get sometimes as
Yeah.
a because my son Kawhi's father, he is legally blind. He can see,
Mm-hmm.
but he can't work. So he's at
Right.
home all day with Kawhi.
Uh-huh.
And it can get tough. It
Yeah.
can get tough at times. And parents still get sick. Parents still
Absolutely.
get, frustrated.
Get tired. Yeah.
Yeah, the weight of the world is still on their shoulders, just like it is on ours. And so
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it's so important to have that type of support. The vision that God has given me
Mm-hmm.
for this group, it is just overwhelming, but it's a good overwhelm. I've got
It's
so
a good
many
feeling.
ideas.
Yes,
But
it's a good
one thing
feeling.
I want to be able to do is to get a building, and once or twice a month I want to get the autistic children together. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to my vision right now is to put them according to the spectrum that they're on. And we're going to keep them between 2 and 3 hours to give the parents just some time
Yeah,
for themselves. But I
that's
need
right.
volunteers, I
Yeah.
need, resources, food, things like that. But that's going to be, later on, just depending on how much support and resources come in. But the vision, God says, write the vision, make it plain, and that's what I'm doing. I know that it's going to happen. It's not about me. It's not about money. It's not
Because
about
it shall
anything.
speak and it cannot lie.
And it
It will
cannot lie.
say exactly what you have been given it to say. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes, yes. I'm so excited about this. And if you had told me 2, 3 years ago that I would have been a two-time published author, I probably would have looked at you sideways. That was not in my plan, but I'm so grateful that
Girl,
God's plans are
you
not,
are talking to someone who didn't write her first book until she was 64, 8 years ago, and I'm
wow.
27 books in now, and
Oh,
22 are
wow.
bestsellers.
Oh
Yet
my
you see
goodness.
some of them behind me, but I'm just saying, and God told, I thought, okay, I'm retiring. Let me go ahead and put my writing skills up. Let me through. God said, no, I want you to write about dating and relationships, dating for marriage. How do you
Yeah.
date for marriage? People are going to want to know why you've been
Yes.
married so long. How did that happen?
Yes.
All of that. And now, 52 years married,
My
I'm
gosh.
releasing another book about our experience because people ask me, how did you stay married so long? I don't want to get on this subject long because this is
Yeah.
about autism, but I'm just telling you, it I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
So I'm just saying to you that you don't know what God has in store for
You
you.
don't.
You just
You
have to
don't.
know that when the time comes, like he says, he tells you to write the vision, but he's already written it. You just have to
Yes.
adopt it and believe it and accept it and move forward on it. So I'm
Yes.
excited for you.
Thank
Now,
you so much.
I appreciate having you on the show, and I'm trying not to talk. I wanted to tell you more. We'll talk later. Can you tell the audience we have both the verbal, I'm sorry, both those who are listening to the audio version of this and
Mhm,
those who will be watching the video? Tell them
mhm.
how can they stay connected with you. You mentioned the Facebook group, but the getting the book, how can they do that, and how can they reach out to you if they want to know more?
Okay, the book is exclusively sold on Amazon. They can
Okay.
just type in the title of the book, Kauai and the Healing Rainbows, or they can
Mhm.
type my name in, Candice Hilda Robinson, and everything I've done will just come up
Okay.
from that. Right now, I'm
Okay.
taking pre-orders.
Mhm.
If they want an autographed copy, they
Mhm.
can send $20 to
Mhm.
my Cash App, and that's $ New Candy. That's capital NEW, capital CANDI 47. Send that to me. I'll have your
Mhm.
name on it, or you can put a note, for Kauai and the Healing Rainbows. If you are not in the Memphis, Tennessee area, I will mail you your book with the autographed copy.
Mhm.
My email address, you can always reach me on my email. My email address is candyrobinson200 at gmail.com. That's CANDIROBINSON 200 at gmail.com. And like I said earlier, the group, Warriors of the Spectrum South Memphis. You can go on Facebook and find that page. And if there is anyone out there, whether you're in the Memphis area or not, everything is being done almost virtually anyway. So if you
Yeah.
want to support or become a part of the group, please reach out to me on. You can reach out to me on the Facebook page, through email. I would love for parents or grandparents, family members of other autistic children that have gone through what I'm going through right now to reach out to me. Tell me your stories. I will post your stories on the Facebook page because we all need inspiration. We all need
Absolutely.
that hope and that encouragement. So reach out to me. Send me some information. I would gladly take it. I don't gatekeep, so don't you gatekeep. You send that information in
Aw,
and let me know how we can help these children. I love all children, whether they're black, white, green, but I gotta stand up for my babies,
absolutely.
my community. I
Well,
have
we
to stand up for
appreciate
my
your
community.
calling and what God has placed on your heart to accomplish. I know it's going to get done. I can
Yeah,
tell by your passion. So I appreciate having you on the show today, Candice. It's been a pleasure. For those of you who want to stay in touch with Candice, you received all the information you needed to ensure that you can connect with her and stay connected, including the book, getting your copy of the book and any future projects that she's working on. Please
yes.
do that. We thank you and we appreciate you being on the show today. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of Finding Your Voice.
Thank you, Dr.